Hello and welcome to This Week in East Brunswick, the town's own news and information program. This week, Channel 8 caught up with Punchy the Robot at Chittick School. The $1 million machine interacts with children to educate them about self-esteem and individual potential in relation to drug abuse. We'll also look at the new high school store with its proprietor, teacher and football coach Marcus Borden. This week, the library was headquarters for the annual community blood drive. Township nurse Alice Iacono says this year the notion of community was stressed more than ever before. Tonight we'll see how plastic recycling becomes a reality at Rutgers Center for Plastic Recycling Research in Piscataway. A representative from PSE&G talks about winterizing your home. Later we'll have a review of Monday's council meeting. All this and more tonight on This Week in East Brunswick. But first, here's a look at what's happening next week on Channel 8. Monday at 10 a.m., Lenore Kulick's Look Great, Feel Great features a return to basics with personal trainer Paul Bruni. At 10:30, we bring you stories from the library. Tuesday night at 7, watch In Print from the city of Beverly Hills. Wednesday at 7:30, see The Prince of the Blues, New Brunswick's own Frankie Lee, on For Art's Sake. It's followed by The Arts, a production of Piscataway Community Television. This Week in East Brunswick returns Thursday at 7 and 8. Longtime residents Kelly Kellerman and Grace Auer talk about East Brunswick's history on EB People at 7:30. Check the Channel 8 program guide for our high school sports coverage and recasts of the week's shows. Tonight we start off with a bit of school news as School Information Officer Amy Fisher visits East Brunswick High School and Chittick.
Hi, I'm Amy Fisher. I'm the Information Officer for the school system. Today I'm at East Brunswick High School with Marcus Borden, who is, as everyone knows, I'm sure, the football coach, but he's also the advisor of the newly revamped school store, and he's going to tell us about it. Hi, Marcus.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good.
We have to ask you, what have you done to the school store? It looks totally different.
Well, the concept of the school store has changed. Previously, the school store had been involved in selling snack foods. Now we're in the supply and spirit business, and as you can see, the store has taken on a new look. We've painted the store. It's in the colors green and white, and every item in the store reflects East Brunswick High School in one way or the other. As you can see, we have several items that we're now selling. Here's a notebook, which is the emblem of East Brunswick High School on it. We are involved in selling clothing. As you can see, we have here an East Brunswick sweatshirt. We have novelty items such as stuffed pillows. Here we have a basketball. Since it's basketball season, we can certainly see that people would be excited about buying one of these, although we have them for other sports.
Now, the store has a brand new name also?
Well, we had a Name the School Store contest for 2 weeks. We asked students to submit their names for the school store, and we had a committee select names, and the new name of the store is called Bear Wear.
And who was the student who won the contest?
Senior Warren Greenberg submitted his name. I believe he submitted it on the last day of the contest, and it just so happened that was the name that was picked.
Now, what hours are you open?
We're open during all of the lunch periods, which is approximately from 10:30 till about 1:30.
And can parents come up and buy things here?
Certainly, we are encouraging parents to come up and buy items for their children, especially gifts, etc.
Now, you're going to be like a big retailer and have a one-day sale. You want to tell us about that?
Well, we're looking for ideas to promote the store, and what we've done is we've had specials for each month. This last month we had Super Bowl specials where certain items in the store were on sale. February we will have President specials, and we'll have a few items that will also be on sale. But on Valentine's Day, which just happens to be my birthday also, I decided to celebrate the day by having a one-day sale a la Macy's. So we're going to put everything on the store on sale that day.
And you have extended hours for that day?
Right. We're going to open the school store back up at about 2:10 and keep it open till 3 o'clock.
So everybody who wants to buy a Valentine's gift can come up that day and get one at the last minute at a reduced price.
We certainly hope so.
Well, thanks a lot for being here, and good luck with your new venture.
Well, you know how most machines get old and wear out and break down? The $1 million machine gets bigger and stronger all the time. How many of you guys have ever used a computer? Raise your hand. You use a computer. Check it out. Check it out. Now, computers are pretty terrific, but you guys have the talent to take every step along the way. That's called programming. Well, the $1 million machine can actually program itself. And it can operate anywhere, on the top of the moon or at the bottom of the ocean. And I'll tell you the most incredible thing of all. When it breaks, the $1 million machine can fix itself. Now, I know none of us has $1 million, at least not right here, right now. But if you did, would you want one of these machines? Yeah! If you had one, would you take care of it? Yeah! Well, I got some news for you, because this afternoon, you are in the presence of a $1 million machine. The $1 million machine is in this room right now. The $1 million machine is Durant. And the $1 million machine is Frederick. And the $1 million machine is Cameron. And the $1 million machine is Melissa. And it's you dudes. And it's you dudettes. And it's all you guys and gals swinging up around the town. The $1 million machine is your human body. You guys are the most incredible people in the whole wide world. Look, look, look.
Hi, here I am at Chittick School where there's a special assembly program going on, and we're going to talk to the principal, Phil Hauser. Hi, Phil.
Hi, how are you this afternoon?
Good. Tell us what's happening here today.
Well, this is the $1 million machine, and we received some communication from the DeBartolo Corporation a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about their $1 million machine. So, of course, I asked for some information, and it came to pass that their program involved coming out to the schools, talking to the kids about their refusal skills, interpersonal skills, self-esteem, all the kinds of things that we try to promote in our school program. As a matter of fact, the corporation has gone out and researched 7 different states regarding their health curriculums, including our own here in East Brunswick, and many of the things they do in the presentation directly relates to the drug and alcohol abuse program we use in East Brunswick at the present time.
So you asked for the program to come here, and they gave you a grant to get it?
Well, I made a phone call and talked to the person in charge, and they were willing to come out and visit one of the schools in East Brunswick, and we're very happy they did.
What did you break?
This one.
Okay, hold it up in the air for me, straight up in the air, Dan. Now, wiggle your fingers around a little bit. Wiggly, piggly, wiggly, piggly, yeah! Now, Dan, make a loop-the-loop with that arm. Loop that, loop that, loop. Can you do that, Dan? Yeah, check that guy out. Give him a round of applause, everybody. All right, my man, Dan. Now, Dan, when that arm was broken, you did something pretty incredible. Hey, last week I went down the hospital, right? Visiting a friend of mine. And I saw this doctor coming down the hallway. So I decided to ask the doc. I said to him, yo, doc, how do you guys fix broken arms? And then, you know what he says to me? Punchy, my man, I don't fix broken arms. I just put them in a cast and wrap them up. And the human body fixes it all by itself. So Dan, is that what happened to you? It most certainly is, my man. So listen, dudes. When I ask you, who's the $1 million machine? I want you to point to your belly button and say me as loud as you can. Who's the $1 million machine? Who's the $1 million machine? You bet your book bags, baby.
Hi, I'm Alice Iacono. I'm the Township Nurse for East Brunswick Township, and I'd like to welcome you to our community blood drive, which we have twice a year. As you can see, there's a lot of activity behind me because this year we really have gotten into the community aspect of a blood drive. We have Girl Scouts participating this year, and we also have the East Brunswick Educational Association participating. This probably has been our largest turnout in the 5 years that I've been running the blood drive. And the philosophy of blood drive has changed. Years ago, you had to, if you had an accident, you had to replace each pint. Well, now the community is responsible for replacing the pint because the people that really needed the blood were the people that really couldn't afford to find blood donors. So now it's up to the community, and thank God they're all participating this year.
Hi, my name is Sharon Zetz, and I'm with the American Red Cross New Jersey Blood Services. I'm here today, it's January 31st, at the East Brunswick Community Blood Drive. And what's really special about this blood drive is that it's run by the municipal employees and the community. And what's special about the community members that are helping out are that many of them are Girl Scouts, from little brownies all the way up to juniors. The brownies made brownies and cookies and things to serve the donors. And the juniors called people on the telephone to ask them to come and donate blood. What's especially important about this blood drive is that it's being held in January. Blood is always needed every month of the year, but in January, after the holidays, our supply is critical. And it's very important that they run during the time when we need the blood the most. So they're killing two birds with one stone. They're helping the community and they're giving us the blood when we really need it. Some people wonder where the blood goes after you donate it. Well, what we do is we take it back to the blood center in New Brunswick on New Street and we test it. We test it for your blood type and different forms of hepatitis, syphilis, and AIDS. It's then spun down, and what happens after you spin it is it goes down into layers. We can make components from your blood donation. Plasma might go to a burn victim. Your platelets might go to a cancer patient, and your red cells to someone that has severe anemia. So you go for, where can you go for 1 hour of your time and help up to 3, 4, or 5 different people, because your one donation can be split out into that many different components to help the patients.
In Middlesex County, communities are obligated to reduce the amount of their garbage going to the brimming Edgeboro landfill by 25%. So far, this has meant recycling newspapers, aluminum, and glass bottles. But according to Chemical and Engineering News, plastics, by volume, make up 30% of municipal solid waste. Until recently, the reprocessing of plastics in the consumer waste stream was not considered feasible or cost-effective. Today, however, plastic recycling is a reality at the Center for Plastic Recycling Research in Piscataway. The following was provided by the Rutgers News Service.
Welcome to the world of plastics recycling. While plant scrap materials from manufacturing processes have been recycled for years by the plastics industry, the recycling of plastics products after they've been used by consumers is a relatively new and complicated process. Here at a pilot research plant on the campus of Rutgers University in New Brunswick, the Plastics Recycling Foundation is sponsoring research aimed at making plastics recycling technology available on a broad national scale. The pilot plant is operated by the Center for Plastics Recycling Research, which was established by the foundation in 1985. Initial research here has focused on the recycling of polyethylene terephthalate, or PET, and polyethylene, the primary materials used to make plastic soft drink bottles, but other plastics are getting attention too. Techniques developed for PET are soon to be applied to materials such as high-density polyethylene used in plastic milk jugs. In the next few minutes, we'll look at the process currently in use at the pilot plant, from the time post-consumer plastic soft drink bottles come into the plant until they are separated into clean, reusable materials. As new methods are developed or as new machinery becomes available, the process employed at the pilot plant is continually refined and improved. At its current capacity of 600 pounds per hour, or 4 to 5 million pounds per year, the pilot plant is achieving a purity rate of 99.5% for PET, and researchers are working to increase that capacity to 1,000 or more pounds per hour. Plastic soda bottles arrive at the plant in two forms, either as whole bottles or shredded and compacted into large bales to facilitate shipping from longer distances. Let's take a look at each of the steps inside the pilot plant. Once in the facility, the bottles are fed into a first-stage shredding machine. Here, the volume of the bottles will be reduced by 90% as they are sliced into 1-inch strips. A second granulating stage produces even smaller pieces in preparation for the separation process. At the completion of this stage, the bottles consist of very small flakes of metal, paper, and plastics.
Now we've got a material that we can handle and start through the rest of the process. And what that involves is, first of all, taking quantities of this material and dumping it into the first stage of the process, which is to take air and blow it through this ground material that we have and separate or drive away, if you will, light materials like shreds of paper and fine materials, dust particles, and so forth.
The mixture is then carried into an aqueous solution containing a non-caustic industrial detergent. Here, any glue that was used to hold the labels and the base cups to the bottles is removed from the plastic and aluminum chips, and any paper is reduced to pulp fibers. After recovery of the wash solution and several rinses, the flakes are tumbled into a water flotation tank.
The separation of the PE from the PET is based on specific gravity. So therefore, we just have a tank with water, and the PET and aluminum chips sink down to the bottom. The PE chips float.
A rotating paddle wheel pushes the PET chips below the water surface to eliminate surface tension effects, and chain-driven paddles carry the floating polyethylene chips out of the tank. They are fed into a drying device, and when they come out, they are ready for reuse. A similar device drags the PET and aluminum chips up the sloping bottom of the tank and out to a drying machine that prepares them for further separation. This is one of the newer pieces of equipment at the pilot plant, an electrostatic separator. Here, the aluminum chips from the bottle caps are separated from the PET. Because the aluminum rapidly loses its electrostatic charge, centrifugal force throws it off the rotation roller and into a collection bin. However, the PET chips build up a negative charge and so adhere to the roll. As the chips rotate away from the static electrode, they are swept into a separate outlet. The resulting products, clean, separated aluminum, PET, and high-density polyethylene, are now ready to be sent to processing facilities where the materials will be used to make a host of new products. Recycled PET chips, for instance, can be mixed with virgin resins to make fiberfill stuffing, paintbrush bristles, floor tiles, and carpet backing. Recycled high-density polyethylene can be used to make new soft drink bottle base cups, distributor caps, flower pots, and lumber boards for animal pens, boat piers, or patio furniture.
My name is Joe Simpkins. I'm from the Customer Outreach Activities Department of Public Service Electric and Gas Company. One of our main objectives in the Customer Outreach Department is to keep our customers totally informed on a variety of subjects, not only subjects relating to company matter, but other subjects that we know that consumers are interested in. Presently, we are actively promoting a campaign to increase the awareness of our customers. We call this campaign Hot Dollars. There are two programs that come under the Hot Dollars campaign. They're financial assistance program. One of the programs is called the Home Energy Assistance Program. This program is administered by the Department of Human Services and is eligible for any person who falls within the income guidelines. Now, in order to qualify for this program, for one individual, the income cannot exceed $721 per month. And for each additional member of the household, you add $225 to this amount. The second program is the Lifeline program. This is also a program administered by the state of New Jersey. It provides up to $225 worth of assistance towards the payment of your energy bill. The deadline for filing the application for the Lifeline program is January the 31st. However, you may still apply for the PAAD program, and that is the Pharmaceutical Assistance Program for the aged and the disabled. Now, the income for both the Lifeline and the pharmaceutical program are the same. For one individual, the income amount cannot exceed $13,650, and for two individuals, it cannot exceed $16,750 per year. If you qualify for the PAAD program, you will automatically receive your Lifeline application in the mail in the fall, and you will be given the assistance at that time. So don't hesitate to apply for these programs. The funds are available to you and are there waiting for you, just waiting for you to apply. Now, to find out more information about these programs, you may call 1-800-854-4444. That number is 1-800-854-4444. Thank you for watching.
Hello, and welcome to Consumer Aware. I'm Adrienne Eisner, Director of the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. Although income tax preparation is a subject most of us like to postpone thinking about, it is wise to get started early and avoid the last-minute rush. Who will prepare your taxes this year? Approximately 38% of all taxpayers hire someone to do their taxes for them. Whether or not you pay for assistance, you are still responsible for making sure that your taxes are prepared accurately and filed on time. The quality and price of tax preparation services can vary greatly. If you decide you need assistance, you should shop around to find the preparer best suited for you. There are several types of tax preparers. An enrolled agent is certified by the IRS after having worked 5 years as an IRS auditor or after passing a government exam. Enrolled agents are authorized to represent you before the IRS. A certified public accountant, or CPA, has passed a professional qualifying exam. CPAs are authorized to represent you before the IRS. A public accountant may have special accounting training, but lacks certification and cannot represent you before the IRS. Some attorneys prepare tax returns and can represent you before the IRS. Any other individual described as a tax preparer may or may not have special training or experience. Some preparation firms require that their staffs have extensive training and experience, while others have less rigorous requirements. To find the preparer that best suits your needs, call several and ask these important questions. What is your training or experience in preparing tax returns? The more complex your tax situation, the more you may wish the advice of someone with specialized experience. How do you check for accuracy? Does someone else double-check returns? Approximately how much will preparing my taxes cost, and how is that fee determined? Where can you be reached later in the year if I need help with an audit? Can you represent me if IRS audits my return, and what will you charge? When you visit the preparer, expect certain things. A preparer should go through a checklist of deductions to see if any apply to you. A preparer should also sign your return and enter his or her name and Social Security number or federal identification number. A preparer should not guarantee you a refund before completing your return, suggest that you claim non-existent deductions, or commit any other improprieties. A preparer should not ask you to sign a blank return or one completed in pencil. Gather and bring to the preparer any information or documents that might apply to your taxes, including last year's return. Remember, too much information is better than too little. After your return is prepared, check it to make sure that all the information is correct, and always maintain a copy of the return for your records. If you have any further questions, please contact us at the East Brunswick Consumer Affairs Office. We are located right here in the Municipal Building. Our hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. The telephone number is 390-6954. Thank you for joining me on Consumer Aware. See you again next time.
The Township Council postponed a public hearing Monday night, which had been scheduled to determine whether a local go-go bar had violated the law by serving alcoholic beverages to a minor. J.K.'s Talk of the Town, located on Route 18, was cited for the violation in October, and the council was to hear testimony on the allegations. But J.K.'s attorney, Bernie Check, requested an adjournment during Monday's special action meeting, claiming a lack of preparation time and subpoenaed witnesses who failed to show. J.K.'s liquor license could be suspended. The owner, Mr. James Keebler, maintained that he was attempting to resolve the situation, but several councilmen were still angered by the fact that they had not been notified of the postponement prior to the meeting. However, they conceded to the recommendation of Township Attorney Bertram Bush to have the hearing rescheduled. The council will hold the hearing on February 27th at 9 p.m. during a regular council action meeting. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.